All right, there we go. All right, we're back. And the Comets serve, and Baldwin Woodville sends it back over in 3. A nice pickup there by the Comets. They're going to set it up for Ebner to send it over, and she does. Baldwin sends it back. Baldwin gets blocked at the net 2 times in a row, and on the second one, the ball's going to fall on their side of the court. Comet point. And the Comets are going to serve into the net there, so Baldwin Woodville will take over. And Baldwin Woodville serves that one out of bounds, and the Comets will take over. Comets with an early lead here of 6-1. Serve is good, picked up by Baldwin. They're going to get an outside hit, but it's going to go out of bounds, and the Comets will take another point. Serve good by the Comets. Baldwin Woodville with an outside tip on the far side, picked up at the net there by the Comets. They're going to take 3, try to send it over. They're going to be blocked. Comets do a good job of sending it back over in 3. An outside hit here from Baldwin. Blocked at the net. Ebner gets her hands on that one. Big serve there. Baldwin really disciplined at the 3 hits. Comets tip it over and sent back by Baldwin Woodville. Comets get it under control and send it back over as well. Tip there from Baldwin. Bia with a nice bump to the outside for a hit. Baldwin Woodville picks it up. Nice block at the net there has Baldwin Woodville scrambling, and they're unable to get under it. And with that, we have a timeout, and I'm going to go ahead and run. And we're back. You will notice that was a new ad if you've been here for a little while. We want to thank all of our sponsors. They're scrolling at the bottom of the screens, and you're going to see a couple new ads this year. So thank you, sponsors, for everything that you do. Of course, we know that it's because of them that we're able to bring you guys these games at home for free. And the Comets with the serve. Over the net and picked up. An outside hit on the near side here. The Comets able to pick it up. It was more of a tip. And a nice outside hit there. That one coming from Kira Cook. Notching a decisive point there for the Comets. Comets with a 9-point lead here in the first. Emerson with the serve, catches the tip of the net, and that one's going to end up on the Comet side. So Baldwin Woodville being handed a point here. Comets maintaining a lead of 10-2. And the serve is up and over for Baldwin Woodville. Nice set there in the middle. Abner cranking on it, but it came up a little soft there and was picked up pretty easily by Baldwin. The Comets ultimately getting the point. And Chuck serving. A beautiful pickup there by Baldwin, truthfully, just kind of getting under it there at the last second. And they're able to best the Comets on that one, and they notch a third point for themselves. Baldwin Woodville with the serve. Picked up by the Comets. Outside hit here. Grabbed pretty easily there by Baldwin. They're going to send it over in three. Picked up in the back row by Anchuk. Nice tip over by Kara Lee. And a center hit there from Baldwin Woodville. And it sails out of bounds on the near side sideline. Comets will take that point. The serve good. Nice hit there from Baldwin. Picked up by Anchuk. And the Comets outside hit, finding the inside of the marker, excuse me, and they will get a point. Seaball's getting ready to serve here again. And she had her Wheaties this morning, and that one sails out of bounds. Baldwin will nab a point. Beautiful serve there for Baldwin. An outside hit for the Comets, picked up by the back row of Baldwin Woodville. Seaball's diving to pick up the hit, on which Baldwin sends it back. Some good movement here from both teams. Both of them, honestly, looking pretty good. Oh, Baldwin catching the top of the net. The Comets diving to reach it, but a little short on it. Great effort there from Jillian Emerson. Good serve here for Baldwin Woodville. Comets send it over. And an outside hit attempt there from Baldwin Woodville. Hits the middle of the net. The Comets will notch a point. Jillian Emerson serving. A little too strong, ends up on the outside of the boundary. And that's a freebie there for Baldwin Woodville. Good serve there for Baldwin Woodville. Comets send it back in three. A nice setup there, and holy buckets, she cranked on that one. Ashlyn Maurer for Baldwin getting up there. Good movement there from the Comets. Sorry, I'm talking with the gentleman from We Are to kind of figure a couple things out here. Both teams scrambling there in that little stretch there, trying to fight for that point. Good serve there for Baldwin Woodville. A little bit of miscommunication there by the Comets is going to send Baldwin home with a point. And looks like there's going to be an infraction called. The Comets are going to get the point. Good serve there for the Comets. Baldwin sends it over. The Comets send it decisively back. And it looks like Baldwin touched it with the fingertips, so the Comets are going to get a point. Otherwise, that one would have been a point for Baldwin. And the Comets with another point here. They're catching some steam. Currently leading 18-9. Greenville's serve, good. Baldwin sends it back right on the line, so they're going to get the credit for that one. Close the gap by 1. Baldwin Woodville trails 18-10 here in the first. Serve picked up by the Comets and Chuck. Sends it back. Baldwin takes their time, they send it back. Greenville picks it up in the back. Both teams moving side to side, they're looking good. Nice spike over the net, got wrapped up in it a little bit, but the Comets able to make it work. Baldwin sends it back. The Comets again with an outside hit from Thompson. And Thompson making it look easy over there. Thompson with an excellent serve, and Baldwin's going to come up just short of it on the reception. Thompson taking the ball to the face on the send over from Baldwin. Comets only 5 points away from securing the first. Good work there from the Comets to send it over, but it is picked up right at the net there by Baldwin. Comets looking for an outside hit here. They've got it. Picked up by Baldwin in the back, and the ball's going to sail out of bounds. Nobody else able to connect with it. Comets send it over the net, and a little bit of wonkiness on that reception. The Comets are going to notch an easy one there. Comets leading 22-11, and we do have a timeout called. both teams looking good here tonight. We got good fluid motion, so even though the score is a little bit lopsided there, it's not truly reflective of what we're seeing on the court here. Chuck sends it over. Good outside hit there. Baldwin absolutely cranking on it, but it's blocked at the net, so they have to scramble to get their three again. The Comets answering back with one of their own. Good movement here from both teams. The Comets send it back. Baldwin with a nice tip on the outside. Comets gearing up for an outside hit. They get it. Just that it lands inside. The Comet fans stoked about that one. And a reception here for Baldwin. The Comets are one away. Baldwin here trying to stay in this one. Comets scrambling a little bit. Ball out of bounds. It's going to hit the upright on the net, so Baldwin will get the point. Quick substitution there for Baldwin. Refs are going to check out that upright, make sure that everything's locked and loaded. The serve here from Baldwin ends up in the net, and the Comets are going to get it on a freebie. All right, and I do want to apologize. There was some goofiness with the stream today. When I went live, I selected the wrong one. And then the one that I needed wasn't there, so I must have deleted it somehow at some point. So if you went to the other link, I'm really sorry. That's all on me. So yes, I'm super sorry for the weirdness of it. I don't know what happened, but my apologies. I know that we linked this up and we promote it on Facebook, and the link that's live now is not the one you guys had on Facebook. I'm so sorry. Again, I don't know what happened. I must have done something, but we're live now, and you're here, and I'm glad that you're here. I'm going to go ahead and mute for a second so I can get a drink of water. I'm starting to sound a little froggy. And welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Also, I want to thank you guys. I know that tonight and even not this past Friday, the one before, we've had some goofiness with the technical stuff. It always seems to happen around the beginning of the seasons, but I just want to make sure that you guys know that we appreciate you. Tech stuff happens, and it can be really frustrating, especially when you're not able to see what you want to see. So my apologies, truly. And please know that we appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys have been around. You've been with us for a long time, and we want to keep it that way. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the patience as we kind of get through the bumps and all of the tech stuff that happens with the newness of seasons. So thank you guys. We're about to get underway here. with our second match. And Baldwin is going to start with a serve, and that serve is out of bounds. So the Comets are going to take one right off the bat here. Again, Comets won the first match. Big serve there from the Comets. Baldwin sends it over in 3. From the back row is the hit for the Comets, picked up in the middle by Baldwin. Nice job by Kaylee Fink, calling out that she's got it. All of the players backed off. Nice attempt there by the Comets to send the ball over. A good block from Baldwin. The Comets with some fancy footwork getting the ball over in 3. Baldwin sends it back on a nice hit. Picked up in the back row by Thompson. Anchuk sends the ball over. A nice diving reach by Baldwin, and they send it back. Anchuk finds the ball at the back of the court for the second hit. The Comets send it over in 3. Baldwin sends it over, and the Comets tip it over on their third. And Baldwin is going to get called for touching the net. And so the Comets are going to take one that they had to fight for. Comets lead 2-0. Some really good volleyball here. Thompson sending it over, picked up in the back row. The third hit, we have a middle hit. Blocked at the net by Ebner. I thought the Comets were going to get it on that one, and Baldwin able to pull it together and get it over. And some good work there. Baldwin, in spite of the score, really kind of getting nitty-gritty here for the points. And just some unfortunate strokes of luck here leading to the Comets getting them. Thompson with the serve is going to be out of bounds, and Baldwin will take their first point of the evening, or not the evening, excuse me, of this match. Comets lead 3-1. Baldwin with the serve. Picked up by the Comets. Comets doing a good job of keeping the ball high, which really gives you a lot of time to think about what you're going to do with it. Baldwin sends it back, and it's tipped on the over by the Comets, and the Comets rush to get it, and they are unable to reel it in. Baldwin with an extra point here. They trail by only 1. A good serve for Baldwin. Picked up. And a third row hit, not going to work out for the Comets. And Baldwin has tied it up. Baldwin Woodville's serve ends up in the net, and the Comets will take the point. Anchuk's serve is good. Tipped over at the net by Baldwin. Comets able to scramble and get it. They send it back. Nice outside hit there for Baldwin. Anchuk's twirling around to reach it, unable to get her hand on it. And Baldwin keeping this score real close. The game is tied 4-0. Again, Comets took the first one. Baldwin fighting here for the second. And Baldwin's serve out of bounds. The Comets will take the point and the serve. Serve from Seaballs is good. Picked up by Baldwin, and it sails over on the first. Comets scrambling a little bit. They do get it under control. Nice outside hit there from Baldwin. Anchuk sends it over for the Comets' third. Nice set to the outside. An excellent hit there by Baldwin. A couple of Comets reaching for it. Coach Pumula talking with the ref at the net. And we've got a substitution here. serve there from Baldwin. Baldwin does a good job of tipping up the third hit from the Comets. And Chuck diving to pick up the spike from the Blackhawks, but unable to do it. And for the first time this evening, Baldwin Woodville has the lead. Comets do a good job of sending it over in 3. The Blackhawks ready for it. Nice pickup there by Anchuk on the over from the Lady Hawks. And Comets answer back with a point. Comets serve is good. Nice outside hit for the third from the Blackhawks. A little bit of confusion here. It looks like the Comets are going to be awarded a point coming down to the line judge there. Comets with the 7-6 lead here. An absolute dart from Jillian Emerson. And a heck of a hit there from Baldwin keeps the Comets on their heels. They're able to work together. But Baldwin will ultimately come up with that one. In for the Comets is Taryn Schneider. Serve from Baldwin, good. Schneider kicking herself on the reception there. Goes a little sideways and Baldwin's going to end up with the point. Baldwin back in the lead by a point. Comets do a good job of sending it over in 3. Looks like the Comets are going to be awarded a point. I'm not entirely sure why, but it seems like the technicals seem to be catching up with them. Hibbard to serve. Her serve is good. A little bit of scrambling from Baldwin Woodville. They're able to send it over. Setting up for an outside hit is the Comets, picked up in the back row by the Blackhawks. And the Comets taking their time on their 3, setting up for an outside hit on the near side with Thompson. A little bit of bobbling from Baldwin, and the Comets notch another. The serve from Hibbard is good. Baldwin Woodville's third hit catches the net and has just enough momentum to roll over the top and falls flat on the Comet side. The game is tied at 9. These two teams really duking it out here. Good serve there, picked up by Thompson. Looking for the outside hit from Thompson. She cranks on it, but it's out of bounds. Good contact otherwise. Serve is good. Picked up by Thompson. Outside hit there for the Comets is going to be blocked. The Comets send it over in 3. Middle hit there from Baldwin. Picked up by the Comets. Sent over in 3. A good tip there. The Comets get their hands on it to block it, but end up sending it into the net on their own side. And now the Blackhawks with a 2-point lead. Haley Fink serving. Picked up in the back row by the Comets. Thompson with the outside hit. Tipped by Baldwin. They take their 3. Comets are going to send it back on an outside hit from the far side. Good movement there and an excellent hit from about mid-court there by Baldwin. Comets send it over in 3. Baldwin with another big hit from the back, picked up in the back row by the Comets. They send it over on their 3rd. From the outside is a hit there for Baldwin. Comets pulling it together. They send it over on 3, one that had a lot of potential, kind of whiffed a little bit, but the Comets are able to do it. And it's going to rally back one more time. The Comets are going to tip it, or not even tip it over, set it over. And it's going to land on the Baldwin side. Comets will take the point. They trail now only by 1. Comets 10, Baldwin Woodville 11. Craneville with the serve. Baldwin Woodville tips it over for their 3, and quick thinking on their feet. The Comets send it back on a tip. It's going to land on the Baldwin Woodville side. The Comets nabbing a point. Craneville to serve. That's good. And on the reception, Baldwin sends it out into the bleachers. The Comets will tie this one. Oh, not tie. Excuse me. They're going to take the lead. Craneville sends it over. Nice 3rd row hit from Baldwin Woodville, picked up in the back of the Comets' 3rd row. Baldwin mixing it up a little bit, sends it over in 2, and it's going to sail out of bounds. The Comets are going to notch another one, 13-11. Craneville's serve, sent out of bounds by Baldwin on the reception. Comets with a 3-point lead. Serve hits the top of the net for the Comets, but has enough gusto to get over. Sent back over in 3 by Baldwin Woodville. Comets able to gather themselves, send it back, and it's going to fall flat on the Baldwin Woodville side. Good serve from Craneville. And on 3, Baldwin sends it back. Kira Cook gearing up to send it over, doesn't quite connect, and the Comets are going to send a point back to the Baldwin Woodville side, ending their streak. Comets lead 15-2. Good serve by Baldwin Woodville, picked up in the back by Bia. Addie Ebner trying to get things back on track. She's going to send it to the Comets side of the net, geared up for an excellent hit. Didn't go the way she wanted it to. Baldwin Woodville sends it over, picked up in the back on the serve. Nice tip there, or excuse me, set from the front of the net. And that's going to nab a point for the Comets. Quick little switcheroo, and the Comets still leading 16-13. Thompson's serve is good. A tip there on the 3rd from Baldwin Woodville. Comets gathering it up, gearing up for an outside hit. It's blocked, and the Comets take their 3 and send it right back. And an outside hit there from Baldwin Woodville, and the block is going to end up off the Comet hands and is going to send a point to the Baldwin Woodville side. Baldwin Woodville keeping this one really competitive here. Again, in the first one, it was a bit more of a blowout, and both teams kind of sending a couple of punches back and forth here. The Comets had a bit of a lead, and that dwindled, and then Baldwin Woodville grabs a bit of a lead. Comets scrambling there on that one to get something going on. They're able to pull it together, and it looks like the line judges are going to call that ball out of bounds. Inbounds. Whichever one it was. Comets are going to get a point. The serve from the Comets is picked up, and an excellent third hit from the outside for Baldwin, sent back by the Comets. Baldwin's job sending it over the net. A bit of, honestly, I didn't think it went over, but it did. And next thing I know, I'm seeing the Comets scrambling, trying to send it back. So maybe not the conventional way to grab a point, but it gets you a point either way. So an excellent one there for Baldwin. Good job from the Comets trying to scramble and find a way. On this serve, the Comets are going to send it back in 3. Outside hitter scrambling a little bit, trying to line up that timing just right. Unable to get it for a real hard hit, but still sends it over. A couple volleys back and forth. A little bit of miscommunication here on the Comets side, and Baldwin Woodville is going to come away with a point. Both teams within a point of each other here. Comets, good communication there. They send it over in 3. Outside hit from the far side is going to be a tip, and the Comets setting themselves up. A good back row hit from Bia Anchuk. The Comets try to do some blocking at the net. It gets a little congested, and the Blackhawks have tied it. Good movement there from the Comets to get the ball in and sent over. Baldwin Woodville sends it back on 3. Comets looking for an outside hit, and they've got it in Hibbard. A good block at the net there, but it's going to result in a point for Baldwin Woodville. We've got another timeout called here. Comets trailing by 1, 17-8. And we're back. Quick recap, the Comets did take the first by a bit of a blowout. It was 25-12, I believe. We're locked horns here within a point of each other. Oh, excuse me, the Blackhawks have now taken it by 2, but both teams kind of going punch for punch here most of this game. The Comets had a bit of a lead and that dwindled, and now Baldwin Woodville heading it up. Nice outside hit there from the Comets. Good block there at the net. And the line judge is going to call that one inbounds, and the Comets are going to take the point. Again, we want to thank our sponsors. You're seeing them scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We do have some new ones this year, so thank you to our new sponsors. Make sure you support them whenever you can, because everything that they do makes us that we can bring you guys the games at home. Seaballs is served no good. It finds the net. And Baldwin finds themselves with another point. They are now the first team to be within 5 of closing out the second. And the serve is over and good. Picked up in the back by Bia Anchuk. Hibbard struggling a little bit to get the hit, but she's able to tip it over. Baldwin Woodville cranks up for an excellent hit. Comets are going to send it into the bleachers, and now the Comets trail by 3. Baldwin is only 4 points from closing out the second. And we have a timeout called. Again, both teams playing some excellent volleyball here. We're seeing some good movement. It seemed like Baldwin maybe struggled a little bit to kind of catch their bearings there in the first. And now here in the second are back with an absolute vengeance. So some excellent volleyball, some good volleys from both of them, good movement. Baldwin seems to be struggling a little more technically. They've gotten hit on a couple of calls. Other than that, there's really no critiquing, honestly. Both teams look good. They look ready. And the Comets head back to the court here, waiting on their opponents to wrap it up, and they also are returning to the court. Good serve there for Baldwin Woodville. The Comets with an excellent hit from Hibbert on the outside. That's blocked, and ultimately the Comets unable to pull that one in. Baldwin Woodville is going to take the point, and they are only 3 away from wrapping this one up. Quick substitution here for the Comets. And a serve there from Baldwin Woodville hits the upright. The Comets are going to take an easy point, and perhaps this is the change in momentum that they were hoping for. They trail by 3 and are 6 points away from wrapping this one up. So definitely close enough to not be over yet. Comets serve picked up in the back just that it was. Both teams fighting for this point. Baldwin Woodville sends it over in 3. Comets stopping play because they thought that was 4 hits. Refs are going to call it the other way. And a serve here for Baldwin Woodville. Out of bounds. Now I remember, funny enough, when I was in middle school, and Coach Pumala was also my coach, and she would always tell us, you don't stop playing until you hear the whistle, even if you know that there's 4, because every once in a while a ref misses it. And so I don't know if that's what happened necessarily, but that is a prime example of playing till the whistle. The Comets getting that 3rd hit, and it was out of bounds still. So despite the valiant effort, the Comets trailing by 4, and Baldwin Woodville here sitting on game point with a serve. And the ball's going to fall on the Comets side, and Baldwin Woodville takes the second. A quick little time between matches here. Looking at the roster tonight, it looks like there are 5 seniors. We've got Brooke Scholes, Eva Seavalls, Leah Thompson, Emerson Cranbuell, and Jaden Seamers. We've seen a decent amount from each of them tonight. Looks like no freshmen on varsity this year. And for Baldwin Woodville, they've got 5 seniors as well. They've got Avery Ferg, Bethany Nilsson, Megan Warner, Katie Borchardt, and Ellie Anderson. Exciting time for all of them to kick off their senior year right away with a sports season. We've got about a minute and a half until teams return to play here. It's really cool to see the different dynamics happening here. So Baldwin Woodville, more of a huddle approach. Arms around each other. It almost looks kind of like more of a discussion type thing. The Comets kind of alternating coaches there in the middle who's kind of giving a pep talk. And yeah, it's just kind of cool to see. It looks like Coach Pumala has some fruit snacks on the sidelines, maybe mid-game pep up. And Comets getting ready. Take the court again. Baldwin Woodville out with their team huddle thing. They have a fun little stomping thing that they're doing. I think this is kind of the time of year where teams kind of figure out what their little quirks or their fun little movements are, and so it's kind of cool to see teams early in the season that way too. I'm gonna pull up YouTube here quick, just in case there's anybody chatting. I know I do not have the chat open in where I'm streaming from, and usually I do. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm not missing any messages here. All right, I'm not seeing any right now. How are we doing, guys? Okay, I think I see what happened with the streams. Okay, I figured out what happened with the stream. So when we searched We Are Cameron, instead of going through the Facebook link, it showed like it was a football game. We were still live under the right one, but it showed up as if we were streaming a football game, if that makes sense. So my apologies, guys. That was totally on me. I goofed. Nice volley back and forth there for the girls. Again, both teams kind of duking it out last one. What's fun about volleyball is that there's 5 different matches, so it's like each one can have its own vibe. Baldwin sends it over on the reception. Comets are going to take their 3. Baldwin looks for an outside hit. They get it. Comets struggling to get it in, and they are able to pull it in and send it over the net inbounds. Baldwin on their 3rd, hits from the back row. A quick panicky grab there for the Comets is not going to fare well for them, and Baldwin Woodville is going to notch themselves a point as well. Good work there from the Comets. They're going to try to send it over, but it's going to get blocked at the net, and Comets just unable to unscramble the scramble. So Baldwin Woodville is going to take their second point. Good serve there for Baldwin Woodville. Picked up in the back by Bia Anchuk. Looking for the outside hit from the Comets. They'll get it. And on the pickup, the Baldwin Woodville Blackhawks are going to send that one into the bleachers. Comets are going to tie it up at 2. Thompson's serve grabs the net, doesn't quite roll over, and the Blackhawks are going to get a freebie. Trinity Corral, I think. If I say that wrong, please let me know. Serving for the Blackhawks. She sends it over. Comets having to scramble a little bit. And 3, they get it. A big windup there from Baldwin Woodville. Holy buckets, it was stuffed by the Comets, but it fell on their side. So even though we didn't get to see the result of that hit, and I'm telling you, it was going to be beautiful, they do end up getting the point. Serve picked up by the Comets. A nice little wrist hit there from Craneville to pop the ball up. They send it over in 3. Baldwin answers back with 3 of their own. Comets tipping it. A nice big hit from the top of the net there for Ebner. Doesn't result in a point. Play still going. Both teams really kind of jabbing back and forth, and it looks like the Comets are going to get called on maybe touching of the net. And the serve is good, picked up by the Comets. A big outside hit. It's going to be sent back by Baldwin. Another outside hit for the Comets, and Baldwin's going to have to play that one. They tip it over on 3. Comets looking for a back row hit. They get it from Anchuk. A little punch for a third hit there from Baldwin. Anchuk sets it up for an outside hit on the far side. Comets get it. The Blackhawks are going to try to pop it up. They're going to go for the setting option as kind of it's in that awkward spot where you really can't bump it, but you can't really set it. And Comets end up with the point. Anchuk serving. Her serve is good. Barely picked up by Baldwin, but they do send it over in 3. Comets answer back, and it's out of bounds. We've got some chattering coming from the fan sections a little bit here. Baldwin leading 6-3 here. They're kind of catching their mojo here. And the serve into the net, so the Comets will take over, trailing by 2. Seavalls to serve. So I don't know how much you guys heard of the national anthem, but Eva Seavalls sang it, and she always does so good. Seavalls' serve is good. Absolute dart from Baldwin Woodville, sending it back. And the Comets are going to try to do what they can, but they're not going to get the point. Baldwin Woodville serve a little too spicy, and that one's going to sail out of bounds. Comets are going to take the freebie. Comets serve is good. A little bit of miscommunication there from Baldwin Woodville, but they are able to recover and send the ball back to the Comet side. And Chuck on her first sends it over. Comets doing a good job of settling that one down a little bit. Unable to get the job totally done though. And that's going to send the ball, or the serve, back to Baldwin Woodville. Baldwin Woodville, 3-point lead. Comets on the serve reception send it out of bounds. In the lead will increase to 4. Good serve there. Comets send it over in 2, and that quick thinking on their feet is going to earn them the point. Hopefully break up a little bit of that streak that Baldwin had going on. Hibbard to serve. Serve is good. Baldwin Woodville sends it over on 3. Hibbard, poised, gets the ball from the back row. A little congestion there on the near side for Baldwin, but they're able to send the ball over. Thompson's hit, blocked back down. The Comets able to pop it back over. They're settling it down here, slowing down the play a little bit. They send it back in 3. Woodville getting ready to do their business. Unable to get the job done. The Comets are going to set it up. And they're going to send it over on 3 and nab the point. Hubbard's serve is good. Picked up in the back row by Baldwin Woodville. On their 3rd, Baldwin Woodville almost securing the point. Thompson able to get under it. Baldwin Woodville tries to send it over on their 3rd, and they send it into the net. The Comets will come up with that one. The Comets here closing the gap, trailing by only 1 now. And the serve is good. Tipped over on the 2nd hit. Comets scrambling to get to it, unable to do it. That was tricky. Good serve there for Baldwin Woodville. Comets on 3. An outside hit from Thompson. Woodville sends it back, and they're 3. Baldwin Woodville has warmed up enough now that any error the Comets make, they're going to capitalize on it. We're seeing that play out here. Serve from Baldwin Woodville hits the top of the net, and it's going to roll over and secure them another point. And with that, you're going to hear another word from one of our sponsors.
Everyone knows me as Maddie, but here, I'm Master Sergeant Hefner.
Can't stop this. So let's go.
This is my life in the Air National Guard.
You can't stop this. Never. Let's go.
And we're back. Serve here for Baldwin Woodville. Good. Picked up in the back by Bia and Chuck. Nice back row hit for the Comets. Honestly, probably would have been out of bounds, except that Baldwin Woodville dove for it. They managed to get it under control and send it over in 3. The Comets looking to do the same. They send it deep. Another diving reach by Baldwin Woodville. Able to get it under control. They send it back. The Comets keeping him scrambling. Forced to play on their heels a little bit there. Baldwin Woodville gives up a point. The Comets fought hard for that one. And we have a substitution. Craneville to serve. And she sends it over. Baldwin Woodville cranks up on it. Sends it over. Comets looking for the outside hit. They get the tip. In 3, Woodville sends it over. A diving reach there by Anchuk. Some creative play there is going to switch up how the girls play. Thompson's hit tipped by Baldwin Woodville, so they have to play it. A lot of movement here from both teams, some diving action from both, and the teams are just able to play it as it is. An excellent block there at the net by the Comets. The play is slowed down here a little bit. Both teams able to kind of catch themselves. The block there on Thompson's hit. Baldwin Woodville sends it over on a hit of their own, and the Comets are going to send it out of bounds on what was potentially the most eventful volley of the night. That one was incredible. The serve there, not the hit. Oh. A little bit of something going on. Ball falls for the Comets. Baldwin Woodville with a 5-point lead here. Good job there from the Comets getting it over. Baldwin Woodville tries a hit there at the front of the net, and they're going to be denied. The Comets coming up with a point. Looking for a substitution here. Thompson's serve is good, picked up in the back row by Baldwin Woodville. They're going to send it across the court looking for their third. It's going to be tipped by the Comets, and Baldwin Woodville is going to take the point right back. Good serve there for Baldwin Woodville. Comets taking their 3, they send it over on the reception. Excuse me, on the reception they sent it over. Comets tried to make it work, unable to do so. And the Comets are going to trail by 6 here at home. In the third match, of course they won the first, lost the second. And now we're seeing a bit of a gridlock here for this third one. Good work there from the Comets to send the ball over after the serve. On 3, Baldwin Woodville tips it. Comets scrambling a little bit. Able to get it over is Anchuk. And Baldwin Woodville sends it over on a soft set. Comets do the same. The tip for Baldwin Woodville ends up in the net, and the Comets are going to take their point. Anchuk serve good, picked up in the back by Baldwin Woodville. Second hit, they're going to send it up into the rafters, but they're able to get it under control. Comets looking for the hit there. It's going to be blocked and sent back down to their side. Baldwin Woodville pretty firmly in the lead here with 6. Baldwin serve over the net and good. Looking for the outside hitter. The Comets, they get it, and it's going to be called in. Comets again looking to rally back here. Struggling to really get it going. They trail by 5. Seaball's serve is good. A little bit of disruption there when Baldwin Woodville sends it into the Raptors again. Comets tipping it over on their third, a scrambling reach there by Baldwin Woodville. They're able to get it under control. Comets send it back in 2. Looking for the hit. They get the tip, our Baldwin Woodville. Comets send it back over. Outside hit there for Baldwin Woodville is going to pan out well for them. The Comets unable to get underneath it sufficiently. Baldwin Woodville has re-increased the lead to 6. Comets trailing 12 to 18 here in the third. Serve is good there for Baldwin Woodville. Comets send that one out of bounds. And it's increasingly looking like Baldwin Woodville will be able to wrap this one up. Serve is good for Baldwin Woodville. Comets looking for that third hit from the outside. They're going to get it. But on a foot fault, the Comets will lose the point. Baldwin Woodville here, the first within 5. Typically, the first within 5 is the team to close it out, but we'll see. Comets trailing by 8. It doesn't seem terribly likely, but we've seen crazier things happen. How are we hanging in there, folks? Football season's back. Fall is in full swing. It's like the best time of the year. All right, we're gearing up for another round of volleyball here. Excellent grab there by Anchuk. Comets send it over in 3, and it's picked up in the back row by Baldwin. Baldwin, quick thinking, sends it over, and some scrambling there from the Comets. They're going to get called on the 4th hit, but excellent effort there from the girls. Baldwin a mere 4 points from wrapping this one up and taking the series lead. Serve picked up, tipped by Baldwin Woodville. Some of the girls wanting them to get called for a reach over the net. They're not going to get that call. Excellent move from Seamers to get out of the way of the ball. She wanted to reach for it and kind of backed her shoulder up at the last second there, and she's going to bring the ball back into Comet possession. Serve is good for the Comets, picked up in the back row. On 3, Baldwin takes a 3rd row hit. They're going to send it out of bounds, and the Comets are going to get another one back. And the serve is good for the Comets. It hits the line. It's going to be called in. And the serve for the Comets is good. Baldwin Woodville trying to send it over on 3, sends it into the net instead, and the Comets are going to take another one. The lead diminishing to only 6 here. Baldwin Woodville 22, Comets 16. Big hit there, blocked by the Comets. And on the return hit, Baldwin Woodville's going to send it into the net. Comets now trailing by only 5. Still a long shot to go to tie things up here, but it is starting to look increasingly possible here for the girls on a bit of a tear. The serve is good. Baldwin Woodville sends it over in 3. Comets are going to block it, and it's going to ricochet off of their hands and out of bounds. Baldwin Woodville is going to take the serve back. Quick substitution here for the Comets. In comes Taryn Schneider. Serve for Baldwin Woodville is good. The Comets scrambling a little bit to get control of it. And good thinking by Baldwin Woodville. They see an open gap in the back corner of the Comet court, and they send it over there, and the girls are unable to get to it. A good eye for Baldwin Woodville. That was a heck of a play. Serve for Baldwin Woodville is good. Picked up by the Comets. An excellent third hit, and Baldwin Woodville not quite sure why they reached up for it. And kind of a reflex there on that one, and the Comets are going to get the serve back. Hibbard back to serve. Comets trailing by 6. Again, any error here, and Baldwin Woodville is going to take the match. So no pressure, but all the pressure. Baldwin Woodville takes their 3 to send it over. Comets scrambling a little bit. They're able to slow it down a little bit. They tip it over. Baldwin Woodville tips it over, and a good reaching there by Thompson to try to get her foot under it so that they can get the match, but Baldwin Woodville is going to take number 3 here. Some good volleyball tonight, definitely worth watching, that's for sure. It looks like my connection is a little rough right now. You guys just hang tight. If the stream cuts out at all, just make sure you refresh the page or hang tight for a couple seconds and it usually corrects itself. So every once in a while it can be a little dicey. All right, both teams getting ready to wrap up here. We've got about, it looks like roughly 2 minutes until play will resume, and this will be the 4th match. Comets won the first and lost the second 2, so if Baldwin wins the 3rd one, or the 4th one here, excuse me, that'll be 3 for them, and that should wrap it up for the evening. Whether or not the teams decide to play the 5th will be up to them. Coming up next, the Comets do host, I didn't write down who they host, but they have a game at home on Thursday. I have some family stuff going on, so I won't be able to stream that one for you guys, but we will be back Friday night for some football. So again, Thursday night's game we won't have a stream for. Friday night we will. So make sure that you guys tune in for that one. Actually going to go ahead and see if I can't see who those are against. Let's see. Thanks for the patience while I get this straightened out. So Thursday, the Comets host Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser. So again, we will not have that game. However, on Friday, we will be hosting Webster, so that game will be on. It's not Thursday. So we'll see you guys after this on Friday. And we are about to get match number 4 underway here. The serve for Baldwin Woodville is good. Picked up in the back by Bia Anchuk. Nice little tip at the front of the net is going to scramble Baldwin Woodville a little bit. They get it under control. They send it over in 3. Outside hit here for the Comets is going to be a tip, and it's going to be picked up effortlessly by Baldwin Woodville. The block at the net's going to fall on the Comets' side, and Baldwin is going to take the first point of the match. Serve is good. Picked up in the back by Anchuk. Into the net, and the Comets are going to get it together, and they're going to send that one over. Excellent block there at the net, and the Comets are going to take that point right back. Thompson to serve. Their serve is good, and it's picked up by Baldwin. They send it over on 3. A reach there from Craneville isn't going to pan out well for the Comets. And they're going to send the serve back to Baldwin Woodville. Quick little switch from both sides here. Serve is good. Comets send it over in 3 on a nice hit from the middle. And the Comets are going to get a freebie one sent back to them. Comets looking to set it up for a hit. Blocked. Comets unable to get under it, although Bia throws herself into it. Excellent effort, but no bananas. Serve from Baldwin, picked up in the back row by Seamers. Anchuk with a hit from the back. Baldwin sends it over on 3 on a soft hit. Anchuk grabbing it. Probably should have let Seamers take a stab at it as it rolls off of her hand, and the 2 girls connecting on that one. Picked up by Seamers. Set up towards the net, and the Comets send it over on a bit of a softie. They're scrambling on their side as Baldwin Woodville sends it right back. Miscommunication there for the Comets and the Baldwin Bobcats. Did I say that right? Blackhawks. Good gravy. Blackhawks, they take the point. And the Comets on their 3rd are going to send that out of bounds. The Blackhawks are going to take another point. I can tell when we get to later in the volleyball because my brain gets more fatigued. Football's easier to call, you know, it's a little slower pace. There's some time between plays, but volleyball can be really, you are for absolutely free. And I'm happy to be back this season. Kind of a last minute gig, but I always love doing this, so I was actually really happy when I got asked if I could do it. Both teams returning to the court after the timeout. The serve here from Baldwin Woodville. Picked up in the back row by Anchuk. The set to the near side, looking for the hit. Comets are going to tip it over. Baldwin Woodville sends it into the rafters, but they don't hit any, and they send it back in 3. Comets looking for their 3rd. It's going to be a high hit from Anchuk in the back. Doesn't quite have enough gusto to get over the side. Baldwin Woodville with an early 6-point lead here. Comets looking a little bit frustrated. Baldwin Woodville serve goes a little underwhelmingly towards the net. Player turning to her coach and giggling a little bit here. The Comets are going to take the point. And Chuck with her serve. Absolutely rips on it. Good hit there. It's going to be blocked and sent out of bounds by the Comets. So Baldwin Woodville will take their point. Good serve there for Baldwin Woodville, picked up in the back. The Comets' third hit tipped over by the Blackhawks, and the Comets able to recover and send it back. Blackhawks take their three. Big hit there for the Comets, blocked at the net. Comets sending it over in three. Getting up for the outside hitter, the Blackhawks, and that one's picked up in the back. Comets get their hit. Blackhawks send it into the net, and the Comets are going to take that one. Seamers to serve. And the serve is good. Picked up in the back row by the Blackhawks. Blackhawks tip it over on their third. Comets take their three. They find a good spot. Excellent placement there by the Comets. And they're going to take the point. And that was Jillian Emerson. Beautiful placement on that. Comet serve over and good. Baldwin Woodville on an excellent hit is going to be picked up by Anchuk, and she does a good job of finding the spot to send it to. Comets on a block are going to take their three and set it back up and ultimately come away with the point. Both teams really doing some work on that one. Seagull's serve is good. A little bit of congestion there from the set being too close to the net for Baldwin Woodville. And it looks like Comets are going to get called on a net touch, and the ball's going to go in favor of Baldwin Woodville. Serve for Baldwin Woodville. A little bit of confusing. Girls getting a little bit frustrated on the Comet side. But it was another one that just kind of went to the spot where really, it's hard to hit those. Comets recalibrating. They did a good job of sending that one over, and an excellent block at the net to boot. Both girls in the back reaching for that hit from Baldwin Woodville, neither able to connect with it. Baldwin Woodville starting to catch some steam here. They're leading by 6. Anchuk reaching for it, thankful that she didn't touch it though. Comets trailing by 5 here, and they have the serve. Hits the net, but it rolls over. Nice little jig there from the girls. And the serve. Picked up. Sent over on a tip. Comet girls send it back a ways, but on 3, they're able to send it back into Woodville territory. Excuse me. Good movement for both teams. Ultimately, the Comets prevailing on that one. And they've now decreased the lead to only 3 here. We're seeing another serve from Jillian Emerson here. outside hit there for Baldwin Woodville. It looks like they came up a little bit underneath what they were hoping for. And Aaliyah Thompson does a good job of finding an open spot on Baldwin Woodville, and the Comets are going to take another point here, rallying back. They're only trailing by 2. Serve is good, picked up in the back. Baldwin Woodville does a good job of doing what they can with it. An excellent hit there, blocked by Baldwin. Both teams really duking it out, and it looks like that ball is going to roll over the net and be called out of bounds. Baldwin Woodville is going to take the serve back. Good serve there, and excellent discipline for the Comets, watching that one go out of bounds. Comets trail by 2. Excuse me. And on the reception, Baldwin Woodville sends it sideways, and the Comets will take the point here, and they've closed the gap now to only 1. Serve is good, sent over in 1. Comets gearing up for a hit. And Woodville's going to get the point. And Baldwin's serve out of bounds. The Comets are going to take it back. Greenfield to serve, and it's good. Nice job by Addie Ebner at the net there to keep the ball from crossing over. Good discipline on the Comets there to let that ball go out of bounds, and the Comets have tied it. Good serve for the Comets. On 3, Baldwin Woodville sends it over as a softie. Comets take their 3. The tip does not go in the favor of Baldwin Woodville. They struggle to get underneath it after that, and the Comets will take the lead here. Greenfield serving. And they're going to send it over to the Comets as a freebie. Comets on their 3rd. Tip it over from the outside. Unable to get it inside. Baldwin Woodville is going to take the point, and we are deadlocked here at 14 between the 2 teams. Again, both teams trading punch for punch here. Comets took the first 25-12, lost the second 25-20, and the third 25-18. So we've had some competitive games here. Good job there from the Comets to send it back over. Baldwin Woodville unable to get under it. The Comets are going to take the point. And this is where some of that nitty-gritty comes in, and when you get frustrated, which team is going to be able to keep the emotions in check well enough to stick to what they know, and the Comets seem to be buckling down quite well. Baldwin Woodville sends it over in 3. They go across the court and out of bounds towards the Comet bench. The Comets are going to take that one. They have now a 2-point lead. Comets fighting to go to game 5 here. Serve is good from Thompson. And an excellent block there at the net by Ebner. Jillian Emerson getting her hands on it too, and the Comets take that point decisively. And with that, we have a timeout, and I'm going to run you guys the last ad of the evening. And we're back, ready for some more volleyball. All right. Comets serving. Serve is good. Picked up in the back by Baldwin Woodville. They take their three. A little bit of congestion here on the Comets side. They're able to scramble and get the ball over the net. The bench going absolutely crazy, but an excellent hit there from Baldwin Woodville. Takes that momentum right away. Comets diving to reach it, but Baldwin ultimately coming up with the point. A lot of good volleyball here tonight. So Baldwin Woodville now hoping to get some of those points back. They trail by 2. Serve is good, picked up in the back by the Comets. Addie Ebner with a decisive hit, but a good dig there from Baldwin Woodville. They send it over in 3. Ebner with a bit of a softie on 3 this time. Good hit there from Baldwin Woodville through the block. And on 3, the Comets are going to take another point. Again, Comets fighting for the chance to go to the 5th match here. Good serve there from Anchuk. On 3, Baldwin Woodville tips it over, and they're going to take a point. Good serve there for Baldwin Woodville. A little bit of congestion there on the Comets side, and they're going to let it fall. Baldwin Woodville now within 1. Number 11 serving for Baldwin Woodville. First serve is good, picked up by Anchuk. Nice set there to the middle. Good block there from Baldwin Woodville. Greenbeal tries to send it over, and she sends it out of bounds, and we are deadlocked again here at 18. Serve is good and picked up in the back row by the Comets. Hibbard does a hit, gets blocked, and is able to get the ball back up. The Comets on 3 send it over. Baldwin sending it over on a bit of a softie. Some congestion at the net there from the Comets. The ball's going to fall on their side. And Baldwin Woodville has the lead here. Serve, a little bit of motion in the back, unable to be picked up by Anchuk. And we have a timeout called here as Baldwin Woodville takes a 2-point lead here, 20 to 18. So we're right here at the end of the 4th set. Comets having won the first, Baldwin Woodville taking the next 2. So if the Comets win this one, we will play the 5th. And if not, they will probably just wrap it up at 4. And we've got about 15 seconds left of the timeout here. Comets are going to go ahead and wrap up their timeout here. And the serve good for Baldwin Woodville. Comets quick thinking. Cranebuell sends it over on 2. And the Comets are going to take the serve back here, trailing by only 1. Couple of quick substitutions here for the Comets. Seavalls to serve. This very much has the makings of a game that'll go back and forth until almost 30 points. And Baldwin on their third ends up underneath the ball, and the Comets are going to tie it up here at 20. Serve is good. A nice movement up there at the net by the Comets to keep the ball on the Woodville side. And on three, Baldwin Woodville ends up under the ball, and the Comets will take the point. And we have another timeout called. This is one of those really fun matches where it just seems that each team is making the other pay on those little mistakes.
The white one.
This early in the season makes you wonder if some of it's not just that it's the beginning of the season, so is some of that just fatigue from not playing at that level a whole lot yet? Serve here for the Comets. Good. Nice hit there for Baldwin Woodville. The Comets gearing up for their third hit. It's blocked. Comets able to send it over, and it's too zesty. And Baldwin Woodville's going to take a point back. And again, we are deadlocked at 21 here. Both teams really fighting for it. Serve is picked up by the Comets. A little bit of miscommunication there, but Comets able to pull it together there. Baldwin Woodville sends it back in through. The Comets looking a little bit scrambly here. We'll see if they can kind of settle it down after this. Nice tip there from Baldwin Woodville. A reach for the Comets. And they're able to get the ball over in three. A bit of a heroic effort of sorts. And Baldwin Woodville ultimately able to best the Comets there. They take the lead, 22 to 21.
Ready, everybody.
Good serve there for Baldwin Woodville, picked up by the Comets, looking for the outside hit. The Comets get it. It's going to be tipped back into Baldwin Woodville territory. On three, Baldwin Woodville gets the hit. The Comets try to block it, and it glances off the side of their hands, and it falls on the Comets' side. Baldwin Woodville 2 points away from securing this, but the Comets only 2 points behind them. Serve is good, picked up in the back by Anchuk. Outside tip there. Baldwin Woodville able to make good on it. The ball's going to be sent into the bleachers, actually right in front of me, on that dig. So Baldwin Woodville here, final point. Serve is good. Comets pick it up. Set to the back. A little bit of movement there. They're able to send the ball in. A good grab by the Comets, but they're unable to get the job done. And that is going to send the match in favor of Baldwin Woodville. And the teams are packing up to get ready to go. So Baldwin Woodville is going to take the overall victory on the night. Comets taking the first one rather decisively, made it look a little bit promising, and then they struggled through the rest of the evening. All of the matches decently close, though. It was a good night for some volleyball. Both teams looking good. And just as a recap, we will not be covering Thursday's game here. However, we will have Friday's football game. So make sure that you guys are tuning in for those. and hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for the patience with the technical difficulties as we kind of figure this all out. We appreciate you guys. Again, thank you to our sponsors. You've seen them scrolling throughout the bottom of your screen all night tonight. You've also seen a couple ads from them. So thank you, sponsors, for doing what you do. On that note, we are going to go ahead and wrap it up. If anybody out on the road tonight, make sure you drive safe. Look out for deer. And we'll see you